Hi guys, thank you so much for being here. I'm so excited to share with you these Konmari lessons to learn so your kids can learn how to apply the method. Very exciting. So welcome parents. First of all, I want to acknowledge the fact that you are taking the time and the energy to teach your kids how to be organized. And you should be and feel very proud of it. So let's start first with disclosure. So I'm sorry to break it like this to you, parents, but kids don't like to organize. We as adults, we don't love it either. But imagine when you're kids and you say, go and clean your room, ve arregla tu cuarto, like my mom used to say to me. And it sounds like a punishment. So that's the first thing, to change that perception that organizing is a punishment or is something boring to do. And the best way to do this is to lead by example, of course. So I hope you as a parent are thinking or considering to start this journey as well. And the best way to show them is by example. It's important for them to learn first, for them to be able to do it themselves. So, as I say, it's important to teach your kids how to do this. And it's like when you teach them to walk or using the scissors. It's a process. And sometimes some tasks are more complicated than others, right? But when you really take the time to guide them and take them step by step in the process, once they learn how to do it, and once they learn how to do it themselves, they will be very happy and they will feel like they have accomplished something. And then why is this whole tidying so important? So this is a question for you as a parent. So it's very important that you understand why you want to do this. And it may look now like, I can never invite people over because my house is a mess and I feel embarrassed to bring people over. It could be something like the dirty clothes are all over my house and that needs to stop. Or maybe you're just sick and tired of the rush in the morning. You don't want to hear anymore, Mommy, where is my school bag? Or things like that. So whatever it may be, but it's very important that you take a moment to think about this, because when you encounter those challenges on the way, if your why is not clear and is not big enough, you will probably stop. So the whole idea is to get to the very end. And a very important part of this is that your why is very clear in your mind. Good. So Konmari is a tool. What does it mean? Tidying is much more than folding, getting rid of things, or having beautiful storage, right? So we need to be able to determine the things we want to keep and the things we want to let go. It's very important that we identify where those things go so you can reach them, but more importantly, you can put them back. It's also good because through this method, you will understand if you have too many things or few things or just the right amount. So tidying is the tool we use to make those decisions. So think of organizing and this process as you are building your muscle, your deciding muscle. So every time you made a decision about I'm choosing this instead of this, or I'm keeping those things, or this is definitely doesn't have a place in my life anymore. Those small decisions really help to create that confidence. And it's kind of helping your children, your kids, to tune in with that intuition, you know, and with that power of deciding what their gut is telling them to do, what is joy for them. And that's a beautiful thing to teach our children. And they will also understand that all their belongings, they have lessons. So it's like a connector. Tidying is the connector between the things and the lessons those things represent. So you may be thinking, but they are just, but please don't never underestimate how their mind works and how they are growing, and we can help them to build that beautiful mind as well. So this is possible. Those examples you see in there, they are possible. And if you're patient enough and you keep fighting to do this, you will get something like that. So the example number 2. So that beautiful photo is my kids' drawer, the first time I did the Konmari. This was even before I became a Konmari consultant. So I did that for them. And when I finished, I thought, this is beautiful, but I don't think it will last for a week. But let's see what happens. When they came back, I could see their smiles like, wow, what is this? This looks awesome. It's very organized. And then they loved it. And a week after that, the drawer was still like that. 2 weeks after that. And to this day, the drawer still looks like this. And it's amazing the sense of independence that it gives them, because the thing is that they can see everything they have at glance, and it's very easy for them to think, I will take this and this to wear today, right? So they don't need to go to the whole pile, and if they want something that is on the bottom, they will probably just take that, and the rest is damaged, okay? So this is a good example, and it's completely possible. And the example 3 is the books. So with the kids, we need to try to make things fun and appealing to them. So the best way to organize the books is doing like a rainbow colors. First, because it's very inviting for them to actually read the books. And second, because in their mind, they will start to connect, okay, my favorite book is this one, and the cover is this color. So it will be very easy for them to go straight to their favorite books. So that's just 2 examples of what you can accomplish with your kids. So guide them with patience. So you need to remind them that if an item no longer brings you joy, it might bring joy to someone else. So when they finally understand the process, they are more willing to collaborate. So I will talk about this example. When children help to prepare dinner, right, they normally are more willing to finish all the food. So when they're going to help in the kitchen, what you do, you take all the ingredients out, and it's the information is there. You don't need to think too much. Where is this? Where is that? You just take all the ingredients. You prepare the dinner. They help you prepare the dinner. They are probably more willing to have the dinner. And then they know that after dinner, if you talk about, okay, you have dinner, it was very nice. Now we are putting the dishes back in the dishwasher, so they are clean and ready to go for tomorrow. So they understand it's a whole process, okay? So with organizing, it's exactly the same. If you involve them, if you make it fun for them, they are more willing to have things clean and organized. So it's all about letting them understand that they are part of a system. That system is home, and every single member of the family needs to put a little bit in order for that to work really well for all the members of the family. So this is a bit of an exercise, the first exercise, and it's for you as parent. So it's a bit of a reflection for you. And I want you to take a minute or two to think about those three questions. Hopefully, I don't know how long it will take you to answer to these questions, but hopefully once you have those answers, you can transfer those questions into your kids as well so they can reply. So the first question is, I can differentiate what I need from what I don't need anymore. So think about it. Question 2, I know and I'm conscious about the numbers of things I own. I know you may be feeling like, oh, but it's okay. You can push through that. And question 3, I understand the difference between using things and owning things. Okay? So take a bit of time to think about those things as well. So the key points about the method. I love this phrase. All grown-ups were once children, but only few of them remember it. This is Anthony the Saint-Exupéry. I don't know if that's the right pronunciation. I didn't take my English pills today. But so the first thing is that there are countless truths that I desire to pass on to my children. And believe it or not, through organizing, you are able to do this. So I need to take my notes because I don't want to forget even one of those single things. So the first lesson I want to pass on to my children is that they can be content with less. Second lesson is you don't need to buy things to be happy. Lesson 3, you don't need to live your life like everyone else's. Number 4, it's okay to dream about having bigger things and good things, but it's good as well to live within your means. So start talking to your kids about budgets, about I'm saving for this thing, about okay, I could buy this thing, I have the money to buy this, but I don't actually need that. And when you start doing that, they will be more willing to understand all those lessons that I'm talking about. The other one is think carefully about your purchases. Don't buy things just because. So my kids sometimes say, Mom, but it's just $5 or it's just $2. And I say, yeah, but I don't need it or you don't need it, okay? So they may be able to understand that. Even I remember not so long ago, we were outside and someone gave me a can of Pepsi and it was for free. So they just gave me the can and I said, oh no, thank you very much. And my kids were like, Mom, it's free. And I said, yes, but I don't need it. I'm not going to drink it, so I don't need it, okay? The next one is clutter is a distraction. Oh boy, and this is so true. We as adults, we sometimes don't focus on our dreams or what is really important because we come back home and our home is a complete mess, okay? And we know that we need to send very important email or we need to find this information and able to do what we have been trying to do for a while. And when we get home and we see all the laundry in there, we suddenly are like, oh, yes, but first I will do the laundry. And then we start procrastinating and then we don't do what we really need to do. And with kids it's the same because it's our subconscious mind that is telling us all that mess in there. So without realizing or sometimes getting too used to the mess, but our subconscious mind is very aware that that mess is there. And the last one, and I think is the most important one, we are in control of our stuff. It's not the other way around. We are in control of what we own, what we bring into our life, what we don't need anymore. And it's not all the other way around. I need to buy this, I need to get this. So those are very important lessons that you can teach your kids about following the path of organizing. Okay, setting personal space for each person in the family. So Marie Kondo talks a lot about this, because the thing is that when you delimit a certain space for every member of the family, what will happen is, first, you are responsible for that part, right? If you have things all around your house, if toys all around your house, that is not responsibility, because they are just all over the place. So when you delimit that space, you start taking responsibility for that space, right? And the second good thing about it is, for example, okay, you have been cleaning the whole morning, your house looks beautiful, everything is clean, everything is organized, and then your kids come back from school, and it's like a tornado came, and you see the cars flying around, all the Lego pieces flying around, and then everything is a whole mess again. And of course you feel frustrated, angry, all those feelings. But then if they are in their space, you just close the door, you forget about it, you go to your place that is still beautifully organized, and you forget about this. So it's kind of give you a bit of sanity, and it gives you permission to have your own space and manage your own space. Okay, so a very important part of the method is that most of the methods, they tie by location. So we do it differently because we tie by category, okay? And we tie it in a certain order. So we have 5 categories. So we start with clothes because it's the closest to our skin, to our heart, and is the easiest to understand if it gives you joy or not. And then we follow with books, which I will explain a little bit in a moment about it. And then we have papers, which in the kids, it's mostly, you know, those art from school, those drawings they have, those birthday cards, things like that. And then we have Komono, which in adult categories, everything else in the house, but with kids is mostly toys and hobbies or sports that they have. And then last we have the sentimental items. For kids, they will have lots of things that are sentimental items. And it's super important that we respect that, okay? Because as I said before, we are teaching them to turn into their intuition, their gut, and if they want to keep something, even if you think it's the most awful thing and you don't agree, but you need to respect them and give them that power of saying, yes, of course, if it's important for you, you can keep it, okay? So that's very important to tidy by category. Okay, you know how you visualized before why you as a parent want to do this. Now it's very important for them, for the kids, to visualize this as well. Because if you just say, we're going to organize the house, they will be like, okay, what's in it for me? Right, of course, because we need to sell them the idea of why this is good for them too, not just for mommy and daddy. So the best way to do this is try to find that thing that that it could be, you know, a possibility for them. So you could say things like, you know, if we organize, maybe you will be able to find that beautiful tutu that you are looking for all the time before you go to preschool. So if everything is organized, you have a pretty good chance to find it. Okay, or you can say to your boy, you know, that Spider-Man costume that you keep looking and you get very frustrated when you cannot find it. Okay, so we are going to organize. We are going to give it a very special place to that, so everyone knows what it is. And then if you find that mommy cannot say you cannot wear it, you can wear it. Okay? So if you sell them that idea, that is something in it for them too, they will probably be more willing to collaborate. And also when I say visualize them with this item is if they are, if you are doing the puzzles and there is a puzzle that is missing two pieces, you can say to them, do you think you will really have fun playing with this, knowing that it's incomplete, that there are two pieces missing of this? And they will probably be like, yeah, probably not. So they will let it go more easily. Okay, going back here to books. So with books for adults, Marie Kondo says when you have read a book, it has finished its purpose and you can let it go unless you want to keep reading it, okay? And if it's a book you have not read and it has been there for a while, you will probably not going to read it, so you have to let it go. With kids, this is a bit different because they can read the same book a million times. And, you know, I'm not being extreme, I'm probably saying the truth. So it's important that, again, let them keep whatever they want to keep, especially with the books, because books are important for kids. Okay, keep them accessible. So it's very important that when you organize things, if for the kid, if to put things back, they need to take a stool and open this drawer and open the box and put it this way. They won't go to all that trouble. They will be that, and they will just put it there. And before you know it, everything will be messy again. So you need to keep things accessible for them to build them and play with them, but most importantly, to put them back. It should be the easiest thing for them to put things back to where they belong. And I love this phrase. I don't know who say that, but nothing is really lost until your mom can find it. And that's so true. Okay, make it fun. Make it fun, always, always. So when you first start doing the actual declutter, so when you are taking the things you don't want anymore, Marie Kondo says this process needs to be very calm, no music on, because you are basically deciding if you want to keep something or not. So you are doing very important decisions and you don't want to mess up and then make the wrong decision. But once you have done that, once you know, okay, this is the same, make it fun. So what I do is, because sometimes, you know, if you say, I need to organize the house, your kids, if they see you, they will be like, oh, this is so boring, this is stressing. But if you use your body language and you say, okay, let's organize the house, and you put your favorite Latino music on and you sing and you dance, they may think it's fun, because it could be fun if you make it fun. But it's all about your body language and your own beliefs about this. And asking the right question. This is super, super important to help them. So it's key in here. It's not that you are going to decide for them. They need to decide for themselves. But you're going to help them a little bit along the way. So when you start asking questions like, oh, you know, you haven't played with that toy for a while. Is it because you don't like it anymore? Or, you know, you start asking questions and they may start replying. You know, you may say things like, oh, you know, you are a big boy now. How old are you now? Are you 7? Or, you know, that toy, you used to play with that toy when you were 2. And see how they react to that. And you may say things like, does it feel a bit babyish to you? And they will go, yes, I'm a big boy or a big girl. I don't need it anymore. And for example, when you are doing the artwork or the drawings, you can ask lots of questions. So you can say, oh, so tell me about the story about this drawing. And they may say, oh yeah, it's a car. So if they reply that way, you will know it's not as important, probably. And then, but if they say, yeah, it's a blue car and it's going from this point to this point and it's going really, really fast because blah, blah, blah. So if there is a whole story behind it, you know that's important for them. And with the other drawings, it's not that you're going to read the paper and throw it to the rubbish bin, because that would be very unrespectful. But because they already know that they have a limited space for those things, you can say things like, oh, you know what, your box of drawings is looking a bit full. What do you think about if maybe we take some photos of those and then we can put them in a collage and we can print just a piece of paper like this with all of those, and then you have more space to fill up with the drawings that are coming. And they will think you are the best mom ever. And it's a way to you know, steer them on that direction. And you can start asking questions to them about you. So you can say things like, oh, you know, kids, I have had this dress for a while, but now it's a bit too big or too small. So I think I'm going to give it away because I'm probably not going to wear it. And they start listening that type of conversation, that type of being conscious about your stuff. And this one, determine if the item sparks joy. So for adults, you need to take every single thing, right? So some adults are like, really? Are you telling me that I need to take every single thing and say, does this spark joy in my life? Yes, I keep it. No, thank you so much. And you let it go. And yes, it is very important. The good thing is that kids are more open to those things, right? And for them, things already, they are alive. That's not just a cat. That's their best friend, right? So when they know that, and you ask questions like, oh, poor Mr. Blue, he has been sitting in that box for so long. Don't you think he will be happier playing with another kid? They may think, oh yeah, poor Mr. Blue, and then give it to someone else. Or maybe just say, no, I want to keep it, and then now I'm gonna give it a special place in my life. So, as I said before, this is all about making fun. And what's the best way to make it fun? Through games, right? So you're not going to say to your kids, okay, we're going to organize the whole house. No, you are going to say, we are going to play a game, and it's called the Play Pies. So, as with adults, you need to do this by categories, and then every category has different subcategories. So if you are working with toys, you need to do, for example, the cars, the dolls, the puzzles, or with the clothes, the same thing, the t-shirts, pants, shoes. And then you need to take everything out and make a big pie. Because as with adults, they will be shocked of how much toys they have. They will say, I can't believe I have all those toys. I don't think they will be a kid. So watching that big pile saying, oh, I need more toys. No. So once you have done that, then you need to say to them, okay, which is the item that brings you the most joy? What's your ultimate favorite? And they may pick one. And then you say, okay, perfect. What's the second one? What's the third one? What's your fourth one? By the time you get to 6, 7, 8, you will see that they will start to, yeah, this one. And then Unconsciously, they will understand, probably this one doesn't give me too much joy. And from then on, they may think, oh, no, those ones doesn't give me much joy. And you do that with all the piles, okay? And then you decide which ones to keep. When you decide which ones to keep, you need to give them a very special place, okay? So this is my favorite card, so you need to put it in a place where you will always see it. And why this will work really well? Because they have a reference. They understand this one gives me the most joy. So they can subconsciously start comparing the other toys to this one, okay? So that's the activity time. So a recap. So first, it's very important that they understand the difference between cleaning and organizing. Those are two very different things. So you need to focus onto the organizing part because it's the most difficult one, but also the one, if you have it under control, you have the cleaning under control too. Because if you don't have so many things to organize, your cleaning will be very easy. So focus on your kids to understand the process of organizing. And once that's done, they can start helping with the cleaning. But honestly, it's super easy when things are organized. And then regrets. So some people say, why if they throw something they didn't want to? It will happen. And it will hurt, but it will be like a paper cut. So it will hurt for 20 seconds, and then they will learn the lesson. And the most important part is they will understand that those are just things. The important things in life is people and feelings. And things, there is nothing that is truly irreplaceable. And that's a huge lesson for them to learn. And then the key for success, I cannot stress this enough, the key is to put things back where they belong and have easy access to them. For them, things are alive. And if you say, where is your doll's? She sleeps. You need to put her back into bed to sleep, so tomorrow she will be very refreshed and ready to play with you. See, it's a completely different thing than saying, put your doll where it belongs, clean up your things, right? It sounds very different. So another homework for you guys is, as a parents, you should determine for your kids, first, where every single thing goes. Second is the limit, the space and the amount of belongings that they can have. That's another homework for you. And another homework, if you are interested in doing this, is sometimes what you can do is, at the end of the day, once you have done all the cluttering, because organized clutter is a still clutter. So it won't work if you still have clutter in your home. But once you have decided what sparks joy for everybody, once everything has a place, so you can all just at the end of the day, as a family, you start on your door and everybody has a basket or a box or a bag, whatever it is. And you put a timer and everybody has to go running around the house and collecting their own stuff. Not everybody says their own stuff that is out of place, that is not where it should go. They need to put it on the bag and then put it in the right place. And the first one to go back, it's the winner. So you can try that too, or you need to try and find different activities that make it fun for them. Now I want to show you a video. So this is a folding video, because definitely the folding is very important, because we need to put things like vertical storage. So they should look like the cover of the book, so they know which what is that. So let me show you this video. So as you can see in the video, sometimes you can do 2 folds or 3 folds. It depends on the depth of the drawer. So if the drawer is not so deep, you can do just you can do more folds. Good. So as you can see, I don't go all the way to the end. And this is what I mean when I say you can do less folds. So I go just 1 and 2, just 2, if the drawer is a bit bigger. So this is something you can go back and put it in a very slow motion if you're interested. But basically the whole idea is to try and find a rectangle and follow the lines and fold them into thirds. That's basically the key in here. And as you can see, they can just see everything and they can choose whatever they want to wear. That's the magic folding. Awesome, guys. So I think that's all from me today. I hope you like it. Please, if you want to start your own journey and you think I may be able to support you, please let me know. Follow me in Instagram for some tips and ideas. I'm so looking forward to hearing how did it go with your kids. Thank you so much. Bye.